here.
Is Pushing Orange Juice, your weekend betting preview show. My name is Greg Waddell. I'm here with Carter Elliott. We are Sleepers Media. Deion, our third co-host, is not here. He's on the IR this week, so we had to tap in a special guest who's going to be with us. His name is Lurk, a.k.a. Larry Hammonds. I believe he's in the room right now. We were going to give him shit. We were going to start the show before he even got here. But he came in the first time he hit the shot. What's up, Lurk?
Yo, it's good, bro. How's everything, fellas?
Doing
well.
well.
I just cashed my first bet that you would actually show up, so that's a good start for me.
Well, I went to sleep like around 8 this morning. Set my alarm for 10 o'clock. I got up and I set another alarm for 10:30. And then I started getting ready for the show. I put on a pot of coffee and started getting ready.
You made it, man. That's all that counts. I appreciate it. You know, having to tap in for Deion, it's not that big of a deal. You really just got to show up and be somewhat serviceable, and you'll probably beat what he was giving us for bets. But we appreciate you, Lord.
Yeah, my bets will probably be shit if you listen to Break the Bank, but I win every once in a while.
Listen,
I'm counting on you for these NFL picks. I ain't gonna lie.
Facts. When Carter, Deion, and I set out to start doing a weekly morning betting show, we agreed that we would be here every week, and we would also have a beverage in our hands every week. And 3 weeks in, Deion has quit on being here every week, and Carter has quit on having a beverage in his hand every week. So it is what it is.
I got a beverage.
It is what
I
it
got
is.
a beverage and I got a sleeper's hat.
Larry's holding us down. I appreciate it.
I got a bet.
I don't want to hear that. Look, I get it. You're winning your bets. That's cute. Like, you're doing your thing. You're in the green. You got a little bit of a lead on me and Deion. That's cool. Now you think you can go diva mode. Now you think you can just be.
That's that light skin shit, Greg.
Yeah. Like, you're going celebrity. You have Carter Elliott right now.
Hey, you know what I do got though? I got the 2 for $20 Johnny Davis runts. I got that Badger pack right here cooking up. I don't know if y'all can see this at home. We got the Badger pack. I'm dead. All right, before they kick us off YouTube, if everyone's looking at this is just basil. All right, I'm gonna put this back in the seasoning drawer after this. But we are smoking on that. We are smoking on that Badger pack these ways. You see it, go green, baby.
When you said 2 for $20, I knew that had to be oregano or something.
Okay, all right. Let's get into the actual bets. As happy as I'm sure all Spartan fans are to see that Carter is smoking on that Badger pack today. We have NFL playoffs today and tomorrow, divisional round. Larry is the NFL expert, as he mentioned. He hosts Break the Bank, which you can listen to as part of the Multiplicity Media Group network. They do weekly betting episodes. Deion is also a part of that, but Deion probably just loses, just like he does on Pushing Orange Juice. So today we got Bengals at Titans, Niners at Packers. Let's start with Niners-Packers. I feel like that's the more fun game. The line right now is Niners plus 5.5, over under 47. If you want to go money line, Niners are plus 185, Packers minus 225. I don't trust Jimmy Garoppolo. That's where I'm at. That's where I've been at. Larry, where do you lean on this game from a betting perspective?
I think the Packers would. The Packers could win this game, but I think the 49ers win. I think if Bosa's supposed to play, so if Bosa plays, I said all week if Bosa plays, I'm going 49ers money line. But I think Aaron Rodgers is going to light up that San Francisco secondary if he gets a chance to. Packers can't stop the run to save their lives. We saw what Elijah Mitchell did last week. I expect him to go beast mode this week. Debo Samuel's probably going to go beast mode on them because they can't stop the run. But they're supposed to get some pass rushers back this week too, so we'll see what happens. I'd say at the very least, the 49ers cover the 5.5 point spread. But I think they win this game.
You know, I would love, obviously, because of the way betting works, you know, you can't just, unless you want to buy points. Like if this was somewhere near like 6.5 or 6, and I could buy just like 1 point or half a point and get it up to a touchdown, I would love that. But it's just, I don't know. Like, I just don't know if betting against Aaron Rodgers at Lambeau Field falls into the category of like things you just don't bet against. Like,
Night game too.
Nah, I wouldn't say that. I watched the Giants
you don't
beat.
think so?
I've seen. I mean, if we're talking about recent years, maybe, but I've watched the Giants beat him in Lambeau Field. I've seen him lose in Lambeau Field, and he's 0-3 against the 49ers in the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken.
He is. So 0-3 is the number that scares me, obviously. There's a history here. Rodgers, the growing up a Niners fan thing was, I guess, emotional, you could say, that he wasn't drafted by the Niners. He had the big moment on draft night where he basically said the Niners will regret this more than I'll ever be disappointed about this. But, like, you're 0-3 against him in the playoffs, dog. Like, what are we doing here? So here's my thing. I'm a big narratives guy, especially with NFL playoffs. Like, I feel like you can sort of map out what's going to happen in the playoffs based on like who's the next up and comer, who's the storyline, yada yada, whatever. Aaron Rodgers is the narrative of this NFL season. Like his whole flirtation with being the MVP, the pushback with his whole vaccination scandal and beliefs, whatever you want with that bullshit. But like, to me, this is probably Rodgers' final season. Like, or maybe his final season. I guess I shouldn't say probably, but like, there's a decent chance Rodgers is just done with football after this. I don't see him losing this game. Like, this is his season. I think now is the moment where he's going to have the turning point of like, okay, I could never get over the hump. Now I did get over the hump. If there is a time Rodgers is going to lose, to me, it'll be in the conference championship where like he's been there, 4 or 5 times in his career and only made 1 Super Bowl. I don't see this Packers team, which I think is a much better team across the board, honestly, than the Niners winning this game. I think the Niners are so well coached, like they'll probably have some tricks up their sleeve and all that. But man, I just can't see this. Like I watched the replay clip of Rodgers on draft night when he dissed the Niners. Then I watched the video of Aaron Rodgers playing acoustic guitar with Miles Teller and Shailene Woodley. And then I Google searched who the Niners starting quarterback is. And like, I can't bet Niners. Come on. Like, this is Jimmy G versus Aaron Rodgers. We can't do it.
I know, but the thing is, though, like the 49ers as a team, though, is what I'm betting on here. Like, I think that the 49ers are talented as hell on both sides of the ball.
It's not MLK Day anymore, though. Nick Bosa doesn't care.
Where's Deion when you need him? I feel where you're coming from, Greg. The narrative thing, especially because this thing goes back to the off season, and then especially after he restructured his contract to where he can leave Green Bay this year and just walk away and become a free agent. So I feel you on that, but I agree with Carter. I think that overall this 49ers team is more talented than most of the NFL, minus the quarterback position. And this is one of those rare cases where instead of the quarterback elevating the talent around him, the talent around him makes him look decent at best. So it kind of elevates him because he's really garbage.
Yeah, I don't know. I just it's like really this is night game at Lambeau. That's the only reason I don't want to pull the trigger on the 49ers. Like, it's probably going to be freezing in that bitch, too, isn't it? It's got to be.
Oh, yeah. What they used to call it, the frozen tundra or something like that?
Yeah, it's probably like 2 degrees.
Yeah, I remember when the Giants played the Packers, when Brett Favre was still there. It was like 2007 NFC Championship game. And it was they had portable heat. Yeah, you were like in grade school. They had portable heaters on the sidelines, and like everybody was huddling around heaters. It was like -10 degrees for that football game. Wisconsin gets bad.
That's two straight weeks in a row, Greg, that we became the Weather Channel at some point during our NFL game. And I don't know if it didn't work out last week because the Bills put up a 50-ball damn near. So
I still got the 49ers winning. I just think that, well, at least covering the spread anyway. I just think that I was just agreeing with you and bringing up some stuff from the past of how cold it can get over there.
So
I think the 49ers is good value.
It is good value. I'll admit it's good value. I'm staying away from the game from a solo perspective. There's some props that I'm interested in that, Larry, I think you have one in your best bet, so I won't spoil it. But If anything, I like the Niners in a teaser. I like all the underdogs in a teaser this week. You can tease like a 4-team, like 12-point teaser and get a really good number with Niners 17.5 if you do that. I think this game will be like a 1-score game either way. But I do lean Packers winning the game, so not a ton to bet on from my side. We got our producer Lexi killing it as always, and I believe we got some comments in the chat from those watching.
Good Lord.
We're gonna try on the fly. Can we bring some up here? Okay, Debo will decide the game. That's Splash. Love that we got
Splashy.
Debo probably will decide the game. He's probably the best skill guy in this game. Is Cold and Jimmy G is average at best. Exactly. Like we can't bet on Jimmy G. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, that's that. I agree with that, but damn, I don't know.
I'm not.
I love Debo. I love Debo. I really do. I love Debo. I love the whole mystique of this 49ers team. The jerseys are elite. That super gremlin entrance is elite. Like I'm buying into the dick.
Jerseys are elite? You're telling me Niners are elite?
Oh yeah, no, those reds are
elite.
clean. Are they wearing the white? If they're wearing the all whites today, those are clean.
I feel like we got a low bar for elite right now. They wouldn't be.
You don't like the red? You don't like the red and white jersey?
I think they're fine, but like back when they had the gold, that was
the gold was savage. All right, so what would you say is like the most elite jersey in the NFL then?
Man, probably Steelers.
Sound like some Midwest shit.
The most elite jersey?
Just like the black and yellow, like when Heinz Field is rocking. That's the thing. Terrible towels, all that bullshit.
Terrible towels and a rapist quarterback. Anyways, let's move on to the Bengals and the Titans because this feels like one of those days, G, that I shouldn't put an underdog parlay together, but the streets and the guys are talking to me and they're saying 49ers and Bengals money line. Parlay them together, Carter. Get yourself up on this Saturday. I like the Bengals, man. I'm buying like Joe Burrow. We're talking about quarterbacks that, you're fading in the 49ers game. You're fading Jimmy G. Like, do we not fade Ryan Tannehill too?
So I like the Bengals. Two things. One, I wish you would put money in your best bets segment on that exact underdog parlay because the Niners aren't going to beat the Packers. So I need you to burn some money because you're ahead on us right now. I wish you would please do that. I like the Bengals. I like the Bengals +4. I like the Bengals money line. I like Joe Burrow to be smoking a cigar. I think this is his breakout playoff season. I think the Titans are mediocre at best. I know there's rumors Derrick Henry will be back. I know their record's really good. I think they struggled against some really horrible teams down the stretch of the season. I think Ryan Tannehill is very mid. I think they're the Diet Bills, and the Bengals have all the swagger, all the juice. This is pushing orange juice. And Carter, I can't believe that you just transitioned from segment to segment and went all like Dr. Drew on me, stealing the host duties. I respect it, though. This is your show now. You're sober. You have a $600 up lead on all of us. So, like, good off. Like, good job. I give you credit.
I will literally go walk downstairs to my drawer right now and take a pull live on this show.
You're not the Carter Elliott that I knew, but that's all right. You're winning bets now, and you're, I don't know, drinking Gatorade and protein shakes. It's cool. Larry, who do you got in this game? Bengals.
This is a tough one. Unfortunately, I have to pick a team. Derrick Henry can very well run for 200 yards on this Bengals defense if he's healthy, but it's his first game back coming from a foot surgery, right? It was a foot surgery, right? I know it was either a foot or a knee. I believe it was the foot. So you got a running back coming off of a significant injury. Now, I know he's been out for a while. They said he could have came back at the end of the season, supposedly, so they gave him some extra rest. But this is his first game back. I don't know how explosive he's gonna look his first. Like, practice is one thing, but it ain't game action. It's not game speed, so it's totally different. So I don't know how confident I am in Derrick Henry. I have bought into Joe Burrow being an emerging superstar. The dude is hella talented. He plays with so much swag. His teammates love him. The Bengals improved their offensive line after they almost got him killed his rookie year. Like, the same way you were saying everything screams Packers for you with the Rodgers narrative, like everything about Joe Burrow being the new white boy face of the league because God forbid Patrick Mahomes is the face of the league. It seems like this is the year that the Bengals at least make it to the AFC Championship. I think that they lose. I think they win this week and lose next week to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So you think the Bengals win the game?
Yeah, we're all on Bengals, is what it sounds like. What's your official take, Card? You're on Bengals? You said you like the underdog parlay, but solo game. Are you betting this game?
Yeah, I am. I think that as long as Joe Burrow takes care of the ball, I don't see a way they could lose this game. Now, this Titans team, they do have some playmakers on defense. Kevin Byard is one of the best safeties in the league. And unless he's hurt, I'm pretty sure he's fine, though. I think he did have a little nick last week, but he should be fine to go. Like, they do have some playmakers on the defensive side of the ball, and they can get pressure on Burrow as well. So I think back to all the games that Joe Burrow has had bad games this year. It's when he's turned the ball over. He had that one game earlier in the year where he had a bunch of fumbles. He hurt his finger early in the game. But I think as long as he takes care of the ball, doesn't have to do too much and just use your weapons. I mean, you got guys like Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Boyd, Joe Mixon, Uzuma at the tight end position. Like, you got weapons. As long as you take care of the ball, I think they win this football game. So I like the Bengals. And also, Greg, don't you ever in your life disrespect me. All right. Jameson to the head, pushing OJ.
I mean,
nah, this man is wild. You are not in the strip club, Carter. Relax. You don't drink Jameson unless there's nothing else available.
I don't take disrespect lightly ever.
Look, this is the Carter Elliott that I know and love. This is the Carter Elliott that people want to see. I'm just sad we had to talk you into that. Like,
okay, well now if I go to the gym and I start running and I puke, it's your fault.
I mean, yeah, I guess it is my fault, but
all right. So you have that on your conscience for the rest of the
Saturday.
Saturday.
Here's some excuses here. Like, I know your big resolution now. Like I said, you're the Black Dr. Drew, celebrity rehab, all that shit. Like, good for you. Like, let's just move on. Like, you can work out. You could have worked out before this and then had a nice drink in your hand, set the tone, and won some bets. And instead,
you're right.
We're not doing that. But it's all right. It's all right. Okay, final word on Bengals. Like, I love Bengals so much that now I'm terrified all three of us love Bengals. And I think I flipped. I think I'm taking Titans -4. That's a bad sign. Like, if everyone's on the underdog here, maybe this is just the three of us, but like, I want to gauge the rest of the world. If anybody's watching.
Not for nothing. I'm looking at the defensive stats of both teams, and they're so close when it comes to being able to defend the pass that I started to get nervous for a second, but then I remembered that Ryan Tannehill is on the Titans. So I was like, yeah, the Bengals secondary should be fine as long as Derrick Henry doesn't start running all over them.
Wait, can I say one last thing, G?
Yeah.
I'm also waiting for the NFL team, the NFL defense to swallow their pride a little bit, pause, and realize that just because Jamar Chase is a rookie doesn't mean you can't send a double or send a safety over the top on that man. That dude's a problem. For real. Like,
yeah, how has nobody started doing that yet?
That's what, like, no one, like, people aren't even shading safeties over the top, and he's just cooking defenses. Like, people need to realize, like, Jamar Chase right now is objectively should be in some people's top 5 wide receiver discussions as a rookie
already.
Like, you got I feel like you got to show him that respect.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying, bro, but top 5 as a rookie.
I mean,
I feel like that's a little disrespectful.
Devontae Adams, Cooper Kupp. I'm not naming in order. I'm just saying, like, on top of my head.
Debo, DeAndre Hopkins.
But DeAndre Hopkins was basically hurt all year this year.
I'm taking Chase over Debo, by the way.
I might take Chase over Debo, too. No disrespect to Debo.
Chase is crazy.
Yeah, Chase is nuts.
There's a prop I just want to quickly say in this game that I really like. This is on DraftKings. Derrick Henry and Joe Mixon to combine for 150 rushing yards. Like, if Henry is just full go, that hits 100%. It's -105. But that also kind of makes me feel like Henry might not be full go. That's the reason that prop is available, which leads me back to Bengals. I don't know what to bet on this game. I like that prop more than anything else, so I'm going to get on that prop. Let's do some of the Sunday games real quick. Rams, Bucks, Bills, Chiefs.
So real quick before we move on,
Yeah.
I recommend anybody take the over for whatever the receiving yards are for Jamar Chase. It could be 200 yards. Take the over.
He going crazy today?
Yeah, he's gonna he's gonna light that secondary up. But then again, Mike Vrabel is a defensive genius, so maybe even with all their weaknesses on defense, he's the one that sends safety help over the top to try to slow down Jamar Chase a little bit. But that boy fast, he's strong, he elusive. I don't know if it's really gonna matter.
Jamar Chase's prop is over 81.5 receiving yards today. I agree. I like that.
I think I'm gonna.
Especially because he's a big play threat. I mean, shit, you can get 50 in one catch and then be fine with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Joe Burrow throw for 250 yards, 200 to beat to Jamar Chase.
Speaking of over under 81.5, I like the under 81.5 for minutes Carter Elliott's at the gym this afternoon. All right, let's move on to games Sunday. Rams, Bucks, and Bills, Chiefs. To me, these are the two best games of the playoff weekend. Let's start with Rams, Bucks. Stafford, Brady, everybody with the whole you can't bet against Brady thing. I get it. Is betting against Brady in the playoffs, is that in the Sleepers betting Bible, the way Saban is?
I think it might be betting in the Super Bowl, not necessarily the playoffs for Brady. I think that, yes, they do have Brady, but, like, you really need to realize this Buccaneers team is beat the fuck up. Like, they have a lot of injuries. Even towards the end of that Eagles game, I know they were up by 30, 40 points, but, like, that Eagles team objectively is a two-pack of ass. Like, that was not even a game for them. And the Eagles still managed late to put up like 15 points and started playing a little well. And I know obviously the game was out of hand, but I like the Rams in this game. I think the Buccaneers are beat up. I don't think they played necessarily well down the stretch of the season either. I don't think they're playing their best football. You could probably say the same thing about the Rams too, but I think the Rams are just talented. Like, I think they have more talent than the Buccaneers. I think they get it done. I think the defense makes enough plays. Von Miller's starting to come on. Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey. Yeah, the safeties are a little beat up, but I still like them. And as long as Stafford doesn't turn the ball over, they should be okay. They got weapons. I like the Rams in this game.
I forgot I'm on here with a couple of Stafford apologists. But I don't go against Brady unless he's playing against the Giants. I just can't bring myself. I've watched this man. I'm going to show my age here again. I've watched Brady play since I was in elementary school on the biggest stage.
Just because he's been beating your Giants, he's gonna be.
Hold on. He's whoa. First of all, Eli got 2 rings against him. Relax.
Okay.
You're 0-16 Lions. So Brady in the playoffs, of course, we've seen him lose to the Colts before. We've seen him lose to the Broncos before. We saw him throw a pick six against the Ravens in the AFC Championship game before. But those are all outliers when you look at his career in totality, especially the playoffs. The most successful quarterback in playoff history is not just the Super Bowl card. He's actually lost 3 of those, all against NFC East teams. I'll never, unless he's playing the Saints in the playoffs, I can't bring myself to go against Brady, man. I don't care that everybody's hurt. I don't care if as soon as the game starts, Jalen Ramsey just rock bottoms Mike Evans and takes him out for the rest of the game. I'm a live bet Brady after that. like, like I just can't go against Brady, bro. Like ever. If it ain't against the Giants, I'm rocking with Brady. That guy. What's the old adage? It's about what's in between your ears. He's one of the smartest quarterbacks to ever play the game. Everybody talks about he's not the most talented, but he's the most successful because he's a fucking genius and he's an assassin on that field. Respect that man. He might just slap the shit out of Aaron Donald after he throws a touchdown.
I respect that.
I'm here for the Brady respect. He's the GOAT, arguably the greatest athlete ever. Like, I'm not here to argue his greatness. I do think over the course of his career, though, like there's been years that he hasn't won it all, that he's had problems with his team that have led to their downfall, I would say. Like the years that he's had the supporting pieces, like it's over. It's a wrap. That's where there's question marks for me with this team because of the injuries. I really on both sides of the ball. I think there's weaknesses for this group. I think if you swapped quarterbacks in this game, like I'd say, okay, Rams, like let's run away with it. I think what the Rams have surrounding Stafford is a significant upgrade versus what Brady has with the Bucs right now. Brady might be good enough to just like walk to a win with that. But I've been saying since I was like 11 years old that if Matt Stafford played in New England for his entire career, he would have as many Super Bowls as Tom Brady does. I stand by that.
You pissed me off with that. You pissed me off with that. I was editing the divisional round prediction article, and I said, nah, he ain't say that. And he's been telling everybody this. And I said, he's been telling. I'm reading that. I said, he really told everybody in the bum-ass mitten that if Matthew Stafford was on the Patriots, that's why y'all refer to y'all state as a fucking mitten. Not a boxing glove, not a real glove, but a fucking mitten, a little girl glove. That's why. You got this bullshit take like that. Ain't no way in hell, man. Ain't no way that Matthew Stafford magically stops throwing 1 million interceptions. Think about this. You can talk you talk about, because Belichick and all that stuff, right? Name one Hall of Fame receiver outside of Randy Moss that Brady played with in New England.
Antonio Brown.
For what, 2 games?
That's a win, though.
Antonio Brown might not even make the. I said receiver. I said receivers. Gronk
is a receiver. He's a tight end. He's a receiver. Yeah. Come on, he catches.
All right, so we got Gronk, we got Randy Moss, and you can't count AB. AB might not even make it into the Hall after the bullshit he's pulled the last couple years. So you got.
You think Wes Welker's gonna make it?
Gronk. Nah, Wes Welker's not gonna make it, bro.
Hernandez.
Yo, you a clown for that. So what? You got Troy Brown, fucking Deion Branch, like, bro, Brady's whole fucking Danny Amendola, former bum ass Ram, like Brady has literally elevated his receiving core his entire career. When he got to
Larry, no, Larry. Why do you think Cooper Kupp's having a breakout season? Why is this the best?
Whoa. Cooper
is that
Kupp?
Tom Brady move?
Whoa. That's because, first of all, Jared Goff is a scrub. You see what he did to your Lions, right? So there were actually a few games that y'all could have won if you had a different quarterback, but because of Jared Goff, it didn't work out that way. That's one. 2, I've been calling Cooper Kupp a savage since his rookie year, bro. Cooper Kupp is one of the best players.
Nah, taking Kupp to the level he did is a classic prime Brady move. That's prime Wes Welker, prime Edelman, prime Amendola.
Right, like you're Larry. You're really standing for a man that willfully kisses his son dead ass on his lips. How's that make you feel?
I plead the fifth, bro.
Bro, they play spin the bottle at family game.
Hey. Listen, we have our special guest coming in just moments, but before we get him on to do Sharp Tank, we have to quickly move to Chiefs and Bills. I guess just one word answer. What's your bet in Rams Bucks? I'm taking Rams money line.
Rams money line.
I'm gonna take the over.
Okay. Wow. That's not a crunch time. All that Brady love, and he come on.
Oh, nah, because look, with emotion, I bet I'm not going against Brady. Logically speaking, the Rams are a better team, but I can't bring myself to sit there and be like, place bet against Brady.
Okay. All right. I'm just glad we got that across the finish line. Okay, Bills, Chiefs quickly. I can't fathom that this is a money line pick 'em for Chiefs. Like, I get the Bills might be the best team in football. Josh Allen's hooping. He's a superstar, all that. Yes, I fully believe that. This is Pat Mahomes in Arrowhead in the playoffs, in a night game. Like, I will take that as many times as you give me that until he doesn't make a Super Bowl run. Am I crazy for that?
No, I'm taking Chiefs money line. I don't really have an explanation for it. Chiefs.
Larry?
Chiefs.
This is the one time that I consider Buffalo a part of New York, and I'm going with the Bills just for the hometown support. Nah.
Let's bring in our guests and go. Let's bring in the guests. All right. Let's bring the guests before I start going off. Yeah. By the way, Matt Stafford's better than Eli Manning will ever be. Just so you know, Larry.
How many Super Bowl MVPs Matt Stafford got?
They're gonna have one after this year, Lurk. What's up,
Yeah,
Ian?
okay.
All right, we have Ian Munn, aka 5-on-5 Hoops here. He's entering the battlefield in the in the midst of a war right now. But excited to have you on, Ian. We got to get to college hoops talk, and I will say personally, selfishly, Ian's one of my favorite follows out there on Twitter. He's been doing the daily picks as well. If you like my videos, you will also love his picks and analysis every single day. We have a fantastic slate of college hoops this weekend, so it's about time we got a college hoops expert on the show to participate in our Sharp Tank segment. So, Ian, first of all, how you doing, man? Thanks for being here.
Doing good, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you.
All right, so Sharp Tank. Actually, Larry, do you know what the Sharp Tank segment is? Have we even talked to you about this?
Well, Dion gave me a little rundown for like 5 minutes yesterday to make sure I knew what I was doing, but I actually watch the show every weekend, so I had a pretty good idea.
Okay, love that.
I tune out whenever Carter talks, but I do watch the show every week.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes sense.
All right, so Sharp Tank, for those that don't know, this is basically our version of Shark Tank. We're going to go around the horn. Everybody's going to pitch the other three panelists on one bet for the week that is upcoming. It can be any type of bet. It can be a player prop. It can be an underdog bet. It can be a parlay, a teaser, whatever you want. But you have to convince, one, that there's great value in this bet. Two, why everybody should hop along with you. Everybody will give you an in or an out. If you go 3 for 3 on those, you quote unquote win the segment. Last week we had 2 3-0s. I believe that was the first time that ever happened. Card, am I wrong in remembering that you won your Sharp Tank bet last week?
I did. I handed out Arkansas money line, and they beat LSU last week.
You've been on a little bit of a heater here on Pushing Orange Juice, so we'll see where that goes. Let's start with you, actually. You're the hot one. Take us where you want to go for Sharp Tank.
Okay. So I'm actually going to go back to the team that lost in my last Sharp Tank bet. And we got LSU plus 190 at Tennessee. I like this value because I've at this point of this year, I bought into the fact that LSU basketball, like the Will Wade team playing defense, it's not just an anomaly. Like this team is really, really good defensively. They get after it. They got guys like Reed in the middle who hold down the paint. Tari Eason, I'm all in on him as a player. He is a dog, both defensively and offensively. I don't know if there's a player on Tennessee who can necessarily check him. I can see them putting like Hosea James on him, or maybe like John Fulkerson. But if they put John Fulkerson on him, I think Tari Eason is going to give that man a hell of a bad time. I don't know if this Tennessee team can necessarily handle the pressure. I think in that Kentucky game, we saw what happened when the pressure got turned up on them at Rupp Arena. They folded. So I like this value here. Darius Days might be a game-time decision with an ankle injury, so that's something to watch after. I don't know if this LSU team necessarily has the greatest depth in the SEC, but getting them at plus 190 coming off a loss, I think they need to bounce back. They don't want to fall back too far in SEC play, and I'm not totally sold on this Tennessee team, so I like the value at LSU plus 190 this week. And that game's at 6 tonight.
Is Xavier Pinson playing?
No.
And Darius Days' is game time decision?
Yeah, but it's an ankle injury, so I feel like it's something he's going to give a go. But it was a pretty bad ankle sprain, though.
I like, if they're fully healthy, I love that play, but the injuries scare me. Ian, what do you make of this?
Is Josiah still playing too? I saw he was questionable last night.
To my knowledge, he's playing, but I'm not sure. I definitely got to check today, but I came up with this last night. So as of last night, he's playing.
Okay. if Days is in, then I still think I'd take this. I think the market's kind of still pushing too far away from LSU without Pinson. It is a problem for them, but I still like what they do defensively, and they have enough with Gaines if he can, keep the ball in his hands to manage this. Tennessee's kind of underperformed too, so I actually like this value.
I like the value. I think there's going to be some regression back to good play for LSU at some point, because if you look at their last 3-game stretch, they squeaked out a road win at Florida. Then they lost at home to Arkansas, who was reeling at the time. Then they just lost at Alabama, who, Card, I know you and I have gone back and forth, but right now, like, you and I don't really respect this Alabama team. Like, they're talented as hell, but they don't necessarily play very hard or very smart at times. I don't know. This feels like LSU is still on a bit of a downswing and there's injury concerns. So I think for those reasons, I got to be out. But I think after they lose this game, they're going to bounce back and like there's going to be really good betting value on LSU. So keep an eye on it. But sorry, bud, I'm out. Larry, I guess we should preface this by you vocally telling us I don't know anything about college basketball before this show. Unfortunately,
I mean, I said I don't watch. Yeah,
yeah,
it's yours and Carter's fault.
So
We had that Zoom meeting, and y'all was like, "Stay away from college and stick with the NBA and the NFL." So I was like, "Fuck, I'm even watching it for then." But I'll say this though: if Greg is out, then I'm out because Greg wins me money on a regular basis betting on college. So I love you, Carter, but until you start putting out some daily picks and winning me some money, I gotta go with whatever Greg says.
See, I stopped putting out picks on my thread because my thread is cursed. I could not get a win, so I'm not putting anything on Twitter anymore. And everything I'm getting is either getting texted to Greg or said on this show because that thread is cursed. I cannot do it.
Yeah, you got to know your curse spots. Like that whole Sleepers newsletter we had, cursed. So we stayed away from it a little bit.
Cursed.
Cart, I have to say, my friend, I've given you a lot of shit. I bullied you into taking a double shot of Jameson on this very show. I want to say though, you've carried this show through 4 weeks. You are your presence, your energy has carried it. Your bets have carried it. I'm getting a lot of love from people that my daily picks are great. I'm 1-7 in my last 8. I'm cold as shit. My best bets sucked on this show last week. So, Cart, credit where credit's due. I'm sorry that you got 2 people out on you because of me for this bet, but again,
okay.
I'm out.
It's all right.
Larry, let's have you go next. We'll save Ian, our guest, for best for last here. What do you got for Shark Tank?
I'm going football. Josh Allen over 50.5 rushing yards against the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs offense has looked great. Like they've improved so much and looked borderline unstoppable ever since they started giving him the ball more and him run all over everybody. 5 of their last 6 games, he's had over 60 rushing yards. And one of them, he rushed for 109. Last week, he rushed for 66 yards on 6 attempts. I think it's most of the season, he's had at least 50 rushing yards. There's about 5 or 6 games where he's had under 50 rushing yards. And that was even when he wasn't running the ball that much in the beginning of the season. So for me, it's a real easy pick. Take the money. It's minus 130, so not too much. Is not too much money out of it, but for me, Josh Allen's gonna run wild on them, and this is gonna be a close, tough game. And he's gonna get some of those 4th down runs. I got Josh Allen over 50.5 rushing yards.
Carter, you go first.
I like that play just because every Bills game I watched, Josh Allen, he's improvising. That's like one of the best parts of his game, whether he's improvising to run it or improvising to pass it. The only thing that scares me a little bit, you made me feel a little better saying those past few games that he's had those rushing stats, but in the last 3 or 4 games I watched of the Bills, they've actually done a better job of getting Singletary involved in the running game. So it's not all Josh Allen. But those stats that you said for the last 5 games, like him hitting that number, makes me feel pretty good about it. So I'll go in with you.
Ian?
So the only question I have is I heard there may be snow. Do you know anything about that?
Nah, I don't.
No.
I could double check it right now, but if there's snow, that's even more of a reason to go over the 50.5.
Well, then you sold me because that was my only concern. So I'm on it.
If the weather's horrible, expect a lot of rushing plays, especially if it's windy. It doesn't even have to snow. All they got to do is have crazy gusts of wind in Buffalo that's going to mess with the passing, and people going to be scared to throw deep balls. Next thing you know, Josh Allen, pass read option, running for 45 yards and a touchdown.
I like the play. I have one question. What do you think? Is there a game script that would be bad for this bet? Would it just be Chiefs get out to a 14-0 lead and the Bills got to chuck the ball the rest of the game? Is that the only negative game script for this, you think?
In my opinion, yes. And then even then, I still think it's possible because, like Carter said, the man improvises a lot. If the Chiefs get pressure on him, if they pressure up the middle and nobody's open, all he got to do is roll to his left or his right and take off. We've seen it time and time again. And I don't know if you saw last week when he juked the player and made him drop to his knees. Like, that boy talented with his feet.
Pause. But yeah.
That was wild.
Yeah, I'm in on the bet. I think that's good. 3-0.
My
Larry,
first Shark Tank, and I got a 3-0.
Yeah, success on your first Shark.
That's impressive.
All right, I'm gonna bring Shark Tank back to our roots here. As Deion, who is not with us this week, mentioned so eloquently last week, Shark Tank is about a bet that has crazy value. It's not fun to enter the Shark Tank and give out big favorites or even money. We need value, folks. I'm going back to my roots. I'm wearing a Jared Zabransky jersey. The last time you saw me wear this jersey, folks, I hit a parlay to win $37,000 on 5 underdogs in college football. That hit. This is the lucky jersey. I'm going an all-day Saturday multi-sport 14-leg parlay, folks. 14-leg. This is plus 12,601 on DraftKings.
Did you say 14 leg?
14 legs, Cart. Let me read them off. Villanova money line at Georgetown, automatic. Texas Tech money line at home against West Virginia, automatic. Duke money line at home against Syracuse, automatic. Seton Hall at St. John's, basically a pick 'em. I love Seton Hall. More on that later. They're a much better team than St. John's. They're desperate. They need this win. Baylor money line at Oklahoma. I think it's more automatic than people think. Also, almost a pick 'em, but Baylor needs a win, and they're much better than Oklahoma. Loyola Chicago money line at home against Missouri State, automatic. Iowa money line at home against Penn State, automatic. Wake Forest money line at home against North Carolina, pick 'em. North Carolina's been horrible against good teams. They haven't even competed in big road games against mediocre ACC competition. Alondez Williams, best player in the game. Wake Forest. Number 9, Texas A&M alternate spread, plus 15.5 at Arkansas. Buy it up a little bit to be safe. They beat Arkansas 2 weeks ago. I like it. Cincinnati Bengals alternate spread, plus 17.5 at Tennessee. That game's going to be close. Packers money line, Aaron Rodgers, Jimmy G. Rutgers money line at Minnesota at noon. I like Rutgers there. I think they're the better team. Ron Harper's been hooping. Auburn money line at home against Kentucky. Auburn at home. The fans are crazy. Bruce Pearl hates John Calipari. Big win. And Kansas money line at Kansas State is the final one. I'm out of breath. That's it. But I think there's a realistic shot that could hit. And I put $124.20 on it to win $15,775. Marks, your thoughts?
I'll go first. First of all, wow, that's quite the thing. I like it. I like a lot of the plays in there. I will give you that. But for the reason that I am backing Kentucky to win the game against Auburn today, I'm going to be out on your parlay.
Okay. Everybody seems to be on Kentucky, and that shocks me. I think this is going to be a crazy atmosphere game. But I respect it. Ian?
I'm kind of with Cart on Kentucky, but honestly, from everything I've seen, a lot of people are more so on Auburn. So I haven't necessarily seen that, but otherwise, I think everything else in there is pretty solid, and I don't have issues with it. I could be wrong on Kentucky too. It seems like people have had concerns about their road woes. I don't necessarily think that's the case. The LSU one, they were missing Severe Wheeler for almost the whole game. It's a big problem for them. I think a lot of those there are pretty safe bets to push up the numbers. So I can't argue it too much. Not sure about the Packers game, to be honest. Haven't followed a ton of football, but I'm on it for the sake of giving you good luck here.
That's big. Emotional boost for me, and that's huge.
Yeah.
Lurk, your thoughts?
I'm not backing you on a 14-leg parlay, bro.
Straight up, that's what it is,
bro. I don't have that type of luck, bro. Like low key, I want you to send me that list in a text, and I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna divvy this up into multiple tickets. But I felt like I just sat there and watched 3 of your daily pick videos in one shot. Like, you talking about you out of breath. I don't know how the hell you did that, bro. But I'm not backing a 14-leg parlay. Like, and that's legit what it is. Like, I'm not lucky enough to win stuff like that. Nah, bro, I'm out.
Lexi, get the clip ready. God forbid that hits. We're gonna need that clip right there. All right.
See, you're lucky enough to hit that. I'm not.
Best for last, Ian. What do you got for us?
All right. So my goal here is to not be the worst guest you had on. Hopefully I can get something, but I'm going to see if I can interest you in a 5 or 6 leg if you so choose to lop one off. Alternate spread / player prop. So the first one I have is Duke over 83.5 points. Actually, I'm sorry, 80.5. So that's at -184. Syracuse has given up 74 points in 5 of their last 6. If you look at their road games alone, they're giving up 76.5. When they play top 25 teams or anybody in conference, that pushes up even more to 80.3. So I think with Duke's offensive efficiency at 14th in the nation, field goal percentage, this could be solid. Just coming off their Florida State loss, very motivated. So another home tilt for them. And Syracuse's defense hasn't been as formidable from the perimeter as it has been in recent seasons. So that's my first one. Next one is Villanova over 73.5 points, also -188. The Hoyas have given up 71 points in all but 3 games this season. Those were their first 3. They are 299th in 3-point percentage defense. Their offense has been very skittish. I think there's going to be a lot of opportunities here for Villanova to run out in transition, get easy looks at the basket, also a lot of trips to the foul line. Villanova has gotten 78 in their last 4 games against the Hoyas, including a 55-point outing. Third is alternate spread taking the Hokies +3.5 at Boston College. In addition to that, I'm taking Keve Aluma over 6.5 rebounds. I think Boston College has been terrible this year. There's a lot of chances for missed opportunities and for him to come away with a very inflated line today. Aluma, though, would be my chance to lop off one leg if you choose. The 5th leg would be Texas Tech -2.5 at -290. West Virginia has been very, very solid, I'd say, in conference play, but it's mostly been at home. They've been competitive against teams that have been strong defensively and have had some offensive questions themselves. Texas Tech, though, hasn't faced either of those issues really this season. They've proven themselves, in pretty much every game except Baylor they've had in Kansas State last Saturday. This will be the toughest defense that West Virginia's had to face, including Texas and Kansas when they faced them earlier this year, or I should say Texas. So I think that's a good spot at home for Texas Tech to continue proving that they can get things done against top teams. The last one would be Armando Bacot over 10.5 rebounds against Wake Forest. He's had a double-double in all but 4 games this season, and the only chances he's had where he's got 10 have been against teams like Virginia that have played more zone and forced North Carolina into long rebound opportunities. So I see a solid option for him there. If you take all 6, that gets you to +1,200. If you take off Aluma or Bacot, you're at +650.
You had me as soon as you started talking player props. Like I'm interested. That's not my world, but like I love when I hear someone I know I trust college basketball takes from start talking player props. I'm like, oh yeah, it's automatic. I think my favorite play from that is Duke's points over. I've watched enough Syracuse that like I think this is going to be a dunk fest with what they have internally. I know they have the 2-3 zone, but like Mark Williams and Paolo and AJ Griffin should find whatever lanes they want to just crash the offensive boards and finish and hit 85, 90 points. I'm in pending Cart coming up with anything here that throws me off because honestly, I want to ride his hot hand right now. Cart, what do you take?
No, I'm in.
You want to do what?
I'm in on it. I watched enough Syracuse this year. Like it's honestly enjoyable to me because I don't like Syracuse, so I like watching them try to run a 2-3 with a bunch of bums that just like can't do it. So it's like instead of good players running a zone, it's a bunch of bad players running a zone because they can't play anything else and they can't play zone. I don't know what Mark Williams' prop is, but I would definitely maybe add that because I think they're just going to throw him oops in the zone and he can probably get, I don't know, over 10 points easy. But I like it, like fading Boston College. And I like the ACC centered parlay as well because I feel like you can get a good read on ACC teams because most of them are garbage. So it's good. So I'm in on that for sure. I like it.
Williams is at 10.5, by the way.
Williams is point prop at 10.5.
Yeah, I think it was like minus 130, 140, something like that.
I like that.
That's
I
crazy.
like that a lot.
Lurk, is this a 3-for-3 sweep for Ian?
Oh yeah, this is definitely a 3-for-3 sweep. You already agreed, so that was good for me. I almost backed out because Carter agreed, but nah. But yeah, both agreed, and like I said, the only reason why I didn't go with yours is because 14 legs is a lot for an unlucky person like me, But I usually keep my I usually keep my parlays between like 3 and 7, depending on what the board is looking like and if I have any same game parlays in there. So I'm definitely all in on this. And how can I not agree with betting on Duke? Fuck you, Carter.
Hey Larry, I respect you. I respect your 3 to 4 game parlays, but let me tell you something. All right, there's nothing more exhilarating than like an 8-leg parlay that goes out throughout the day, and you're sweating it out, and you're looking at games left and right, and you get to that last game, and God willing, you got a hedge opportunity. Just chef's kiss. It's beautiful.
Cart learned how to hedge last week, and it was a beautiful teaching moment.
See, I still need to learn how to hedge because I've lost pretty much every parlay over 6 legs.
We can work on that. But one of the most beautiful things about this show is the fact that it brings people from totally different ends of the world together. And this is what I feel like just happened with Ian and Larry. Like, Ian had no idea who Larry was. He didn't even know he was going to be on the show. And he comes up with a 6-team parlay featuring Larry's Duke Blue Devils. And, like, this is just right in Larry's hot zone. I absolutely love it. Ian, you get the sweep. Your goal is to not be the worst, and I think you're officially the best guest.
Yeah, the one thing I know about college basketball, right? Duke basketball.
Yeah,
that's true. Duke basketball, and Prohibition.
Ian, thanks for being here, man. We appreciate you. Everybody follow Ian at 5on5 Hoops on Twitter to get his picks every single day.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Appreciate you, Ian.
Yeah, it was nice meeting you, man.
You too.
Good luck on that parlay.
Thanks, man.
First of all, that was just I feel like we have to acknowledge that sign off by Lurk there. Like, what was like a little?
Yo, bro, I don't know, bro. I'm not used to somebody leaving mid-show.
This is Larry.
That was literally like
you did.
It was really great.
Nice to meet you, man. I didn't do this. That's
Okay, we have 7 minutes left of the show, and then we got noon tip-offs coming. Let's get to our best bets, and if we have time, we'll each do a fake bet as well. I'll be quick with mine. Let's look at my last week. This was not great. 0-3. That's what it is. I went from up $200 on the season to minus.
RIP John Madden.
It wasn't even up 200. Yeah, it is RIP John Madden. Look, the bad news is that John Madden is still dead, and we didn't even get the playoff run I was hoping for. Yeah, none of these really had a good shot. Bama was horrible against Mississippi State. The parlay was dead because I included Bama in it. It is what it is. I have work to make up here. I'm chasing down Carter. You'll see his record shortly. I feel pretty good about my 3 today, though. So, actually, Lexi, can you get mine? There we go. Almost. There we are. Where are we? There we are. Oh. Sorry. We got a lot of random shit in here.
We're good.
My 3, Chiefs money line, 300 to win 260. I think that's the best bet. I don't see Pat Mahomes losing, and I'm going to keep tripling down on that until it happens. Rams money line, I like the value, and I got to back my boy Stafford. And then I like a little basketball noon parlay. It's going to tip in 5 minutes, all 3 of these games. Seton Hall, Duke, and Villanova, 100 to win 115. You add Duke and Nova into that just to get Seton Hall into plus money. I feel pretty solid about those. I'm looking to just see the ball go through the hoop with these. No more crazy parlays. You heard that in the Shark Tank. Today, this is about going 2 for 3 or better. Let's get back on the right track. Cart, let's go to you now. Let's look at your last week.
Okay. As you can see, a lot of green. If you're backing Carter, you're doing good. Gonzaga minus 15.5, never in doubt. Bengals pulled it out, won by a touchdown, and then the money line parlay, baby, easy money. Let's go and let's go ahead and keep it rolling. We can go ahead and move on to next week. But notice all that green. Notice all that green, by the way. What'd you say?
It's a pretty sheet. It looked good.
Oh, thank you. I thought it said it was pretty shitty, but anyways, UCLA -3. They're playing Colorado. UCLA's they've been down a little bit these last couple games. They had some close games against some Pac-12 teams. I think they're due for a game where they win by 10 plus points. I need Jaime Jaquez to show up in something instead of looking like just a hippie that doesn't shower. I need him to actually hoop. And I think they win that game by 10 plus. Rams money line, Stafford, it's your time, it's your run. I love it. Love the plus money, 200 to win 250. And then the last one, we got a parlay that's tipping at noon as well. We have Seton Hall, which I love the value today. They don't have Bryce Aiken, but I still love it. Duke shouldn't sweat it. Nova shouldn't sweat it. Davidson don't have to sweat it. Baylor maybe have to sweat it a little bit, but I think Akinjo comes back. I like him to win that basketball game, and that's a parlay, 100 to win $311.
Cart, quickly from me. Here's the thing. I love your picks today, other than UCLA -3. I just don't trust those dudes right now. But I love the other two, and they map with mine, and that sucks for me. I got to make up ground on you, and instead, either we're both going to win or we're both going to lose, and that sucks.
Sorry,
strategic move by you. Good job. Larry is filling in for Deion, but first, we have to look at Deion's bets from last week. Larry, any commentary on your boy Deion's 1 and 2 performance here?
Looks like me on Break the Bank.
There we go.
That's what this looks like. Deion and X go back and forth with who's in the lead, and I'm just a distant third. Never got off the start line.
So we have the bet on pushing orange juice here. The loser at the end of this season of the show has to run a 5K on the first episode of next season. Right now, Deion is $20 behind me. Dollars is what we are using as the decisive factor there. So big week for me and Deion here as we chase down Carter Elliott. And the rules of pushing orange juice are that if you can't make a show, the guest that fills in for you's bets apply to your record. So Larry,
if I would have known that, I would have picked something that I didn't have no faith in. If I would have known that, I'd have did them dirty. Wait, hold up. I could have sworn I said 300 on Rodgers having 2.5 touchdowns.
Oh, I got the text here. I was going to roast you for this. I asked you for how much.
I put 100 for everything.
You put 100 for everything.
Yo, I sent you the wrong address when you sent me a hat too. So.
So yeah, Larry has chosen to leave $200 unspent.
Nah, I did not choose to leave $200. It was auto text.
You could argue that's a good or a bad strategy. We'll find out.
It's auto text, man.
If you lose at the rate Deion's been losing, it's a good thing to hold on to some money. Deion honestly should just say, "No, I'm not participating in best bets this week. It is what it is."
You put 300 on Rodgers, you're gonna win that.
All right, take us through these, Larry. What do you got?
I definitely think Rodgers is going to throw for at least 3 touchdowns. I think it's going to be a very high-scoring game with the 49ers. But like I said earlier in the show, I got the 49ers covering the spread at very least, but I think they win the game. And Cincinnati versus Tennessee, the only way I see that being under 47 is if Tennessee just falls completely flat and doesn't put up any real points, because Cincinnati's offense is going to put up numbers against anybody. And I don't believe that the Bengals defense is good enough to shut down the Titans, especially if Derrick Henry is back. So, yeah, over 47.5. I'm mad I fucked up and put $100 on.
That's a bold move going with Rodgers touchdowns and for the 49ers to cover, but I respect it.
Yo, they're not going to be able to stop the run, bro.
Okay, I respect it.
And I could see somebody forcing the fumble on the 49ers and getting a defensive touchdown. Packers end up playing from behind in that second half is going to be a lot of Aaron Rodgers launching the ball downfield to Devontae Adams.
Got you.
All right, we're not going to do any fake bets because we're basically at time here, but I will sign off with just this because we're a show for the people. There's an impromptu play, Carter. I don't know what you're doing over there. There's a play here. Rutgers money line at Minnesota. Minnesota's without 4 of the best players. That's breaking news. It's a pick 'em. Rutgers at Minnesota. Minnesota without 4 of their best players. I'm hammering that. I'm jumping right on it. Carter, what are you doing?
Is that who I smoke?
Smoking that Badger pack, boy.
Nah, that song is hard, bro. That's why I was like, wait, is that who I smoke?
That's how I'm ending it. No fake bet either. Welcome to another episode. Thank you for joining us on Pushing OJ. Lurk out. Greg out. Thank you to our producer, Lexi. We are out. Win some money today.
Lexi, I won't be here next week. Just mark me off right now. Peace.